Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes, as usual, wearing clothes. I'm wearing a sky blue jacket from Old Navy. That's right, I pull out all the stops with my clothes. The best of Old Navy right here. I'm wearing something that costs $8. Top of the line. Okay? So, how's everyone doing? That's great, wonderful. I'm doing good too. Glad you asked. So apparently, there's a few companies that aren't going all gay this month. They're not changing their logo to the gaybo. I mean the rainbow. Sorry, sign. Yeah, I wrote them down. It was a Coca-Cola, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Because like on Twitter, every company changes their picture to like a in the closet flag, whatever it's called. So those four companies didn't. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more, but like those are the four like major companies. Because I mean, the backlash everyone's getting is just too unreal. Uh, Target lost Target has lost, I think, $10 billion. Like Target has lost a $1 billion for each day they've had their gay pride section in their store, and then Bud Light's lost, isn't it 60 billion now? It's something crazy. And like Budweiser got screwed over. I mean, but that's what happens when you have that weirdo Dylan Mulvaney as your spokesperson. I mean, remember, and it's 2%. 2% of the world's population is those weirdos, and you're advertising to them. I don't know. It's just bad marketing. Like we gotta start using common sense. But it's good to see that there's some major companies because like Apple is a major company, and the fact that they're not uh, using the pride flag this year is great. Coca Cola, another major company, that fact that they're not doing it is great. That's a good sign. It's a sign showing that the pendulum is swinging back the other way. Now it can't swing back too far. Where well, I don't know. Like, what's the opposite of all this like gay shit that's going on? See, the difference between gay people and straight people, it's like like gay people, for some reason, a lot of them like their personality is their sexuality, which makes no sense. And also like they for some reason think that people want to know their business, and look at them have parades and do weird shit in public, and and do it in front of kids. Yeah, and it's weird. Like gay people really like pushing their stuff on kids, which is probably because most of them are pedophiles. But like you don't see heterosexual people, you know, having having like a parade, and then having whatever, like gangbangs like on a float. I don't know. It just shows you how normal um, straight people are compared to gay people. Like there is a defect in the brain. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, yeah, the average person of that ilk has something mentally wrong with them. And it's obvious by all the things that they're doing. Uh, you know, so I mean, I don't have to explain what they're doing. Like you see this clown world. It's horrible. But anyway, that's not why I came on here. Uh, I wanted to come on here because I saw Joe Biden fall, And I think this is like whatever the seventh time well, this is like the seventh time Joe Biden has fallen in in public. He fell, I think, yesterday at the Air Force graduation. He was passing out diplomas and giving speech, whatever, like a mumble speech. And here's the thing. He's this is my prediction. Joe Biden is not going to run for president because he's too old. He has Alzheimer's, dementia. He needs a walker. If you've fallen 8 times in public, when you're the president, so like you're always on camera. So if you've fallen 8 times, that's pretty bad. How many times has he fallen off camera? How many times has he fallen inside the Oval Office? I wouldn't be surprised if the Oval Office, if they changed the walls and the floor to like, well, like padded walls and like a ball pit, like just whatever is gonna be the softest thing for him to fall on. You know, yeah, like if you vote for Biden, you don't like this country. You want this country to like, well, I mean, you see what's happened to the country, right? Okay. And here's the other thing. Donald Trump's too old. So you can't vote for Donald Trump either. Like they're both too old. I mean, cuz Donald Trump isn't he only like Donald Trump is 4 years younger than Biden. But granted, Donald Trump is see Donald Trump doesn't look old. I mean, he looks old, but he doesn't like act old. He seems to have all his faculties. So there's a difference. But you know what I'm saying. They're both old. There's nothing wrong with being old. But if you're old, you shouldn't be in public office. I think the cutoff age to be in public office, the oldest you could be is 75. Okay, and once you reach 75, that's your last term. You know. Now like you can still finish out your term. So let's say you get elected at 73, and the office you're in is a 4 year thing. So you could finish out the 4 years, I guess. But it's like 75's got to be the cutoff. So basically like you can't run again if you're 75, because this is just ridiculous. We have how many people, like, look at all the politicians we have, if you count the Senate and the Congress. So, you have that pool of people, because usually people who run for president come from, there. You have all the governors in this country. Governors usually run for president. You have all them. And then you just have other people who are qualified. Okay? So you have all those people, this pool of people that's qualified to run for president who are under the age of 70, and none of them are trying to run. Like the Democrat, like either party, it doesn't matter. So let's just go with the Democrats right now, because right now they're in the office. You don't have anyone that's like younger than 70 to run for president in 2024. You're gonna go with Biden, who's isn't he gonna be 82? I don't. It's I don't. It makes no sense. Like who's gonna vote for Biden? I don't care how much you don't like Trump. You can't vote for a guy who has dementia. Like, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I've played one on TV in a soap opera for 4 episodes. I was a doctor. But still, I know enough to tell you that Joe Biden has Alzheimer's or just dementia. Okay? He doesn't have his faculties. His faculties. He can't walk. I mean, he's what you call an old man. Nothing wrong with being an old man. But you should be an old man in your house, hanging out with your family, being taken care of. enjoying the, you know, twilight of your life, playing golf, whatever, looking outside, bird watching, doing something, but you shouldn't be running the country. Now, I know Joe Biden's just a figurehead, but there's someone else in charge, but that person's not, or people, whatever, aren't with him 24/7. Like, Joe Biden still makes some decisions, and you know what? He's made some bad decisions. Look at the country right now. Now, and then switching to Trump. Now, even though Trump really won the last election, obviously there were some like shady dealings. That's why Biden won in the first place. But you know what? Too bad. Remember, it's not who votes, it's who count the votes. And Donald Trump got screwed over, but guess what? There's voter fraud every election. I mean, America is a corrupt place. There's voter fraud every election. What are you going to do about it? Okay, the only way you fight voter fraud is if you have to win legitimately by so many votes that if they cheat to win, it's going to be so obvious they can't get away with it. That's what has to happen. Like, like if you're voting and it's I'm sorry, if you're counting the votes and it's close to like, like 49 to 51%, like supposedly that's, in the Trump case, you can like sway that easy. You can make an election swing 3%, and like, that's easy to hide. Now, win by, 10%. Okay, well, you can't just magically make like 10 million votes appear. That's going to be a tall tale, and if it happens, no one is going to agree with it, and you're going to make the populace demand that there's like a recount, or just they just want the real results. So that's like Trump's fault for not campaigning the right way, you know. But yeah, even though Trump won, he lost because people cheat. Can't trust the U.S. government. Oh, well, it happens. So yeah, but yeah, and so anyway, even though Trump is technically the incumbent, we can't vote for Trump just because he got robbed, cheated, whatever last election. It's because he's too old too. Like, who's to say that, like, okay, like Trump, he's great right now. He's sharp. He's sharp as a spoon that's been sharpened. But let's say like a year in his presidency, that's when the Alzheimer's kicks in. That's when the dementia kicks in. I mean, I don't, because it happens to everyone. Okay, everyone who is older, there comes to a point, once you reach a certain age, your brain goes. It happens to everyone. If you live long enough, you will suffer some kind of dementia. It might not be as severe as Joe Biden, but every person. And I know one of you's like, but I have a grandma. She's she's just as sharp now as she was 30 years ago. She's not. She's not. You just can't tell. But she's doing okay. But trust me, she was better when she was 40. She was better when she was 50. She was better when she was 60. Okay? It's just how it is. So, yeah, like, we have to find new candidates. Biden's too old. Trump is too old. Even though Trump was one of the best presidents we ever had, having him back would be a much better improvement than what we have now. He's too old. So, I don't know who you're gonna vote for, but and I don't care if it's Democrat. I don't care if it's Republican. You gotta vote for someone who's gonna make the country a better place. And Biden's not it. Trump is it, but Trump is too old, so Trump isn't it either. Like, how come we can't have a president who's in his 40s, 50s? Like, why are our politicians so damn old? Like, I see some European countries, and they'll have a prime minister who's like 36. I'm cool with that. How come we can't have a a president that's like 37 years old? I see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we're getting people like in their retirement years. Remember, any other job in this country, they don't want you working in your 70s. They just don't want that. Name any job right now. Okay? I don't know, like I was gonna say checking movies in a blockbuster. Okay, you're working at a blockbuster. Do you want a 80-year-old coworker? Because they're gonna have some senior moments. Okay, like imagine a 80-year-old car salesman. No, no, because it's just no. I mean, I don't have to explain this. Just name any job you don't want someone that age. And it's not because you're ageist. It's just because it's just mother nature. It's called biology. Biology is real. Once you reach a certain age, the brain starts to function a little foggy. Okay? So we got to find someone else to replace Trump, find someone else to replace Biden. And I don't know why it's so hard. Okay? I mean, you have people trying to run. Got like what, like Robert Kennedy Jr. For the Democrat Party. Well, he's not 80. I mean, that's a plus. Another thing he has going for him, like people are trying to badmouth him, calling him a vaccine denier. Okay, well that's a plus to me. That's a total green flag for me. Anyone who's pushing or mandating the vaccine is someone I would never vote for. And like how many people have died from side effects of the vaccine? A lot, a lot. So, a vaccine denier plus he gets he gets my vote if he gets in. And then on the Republican side, you got some younger people. Um, Now the most notable one, I guess, is Ron DeSantis. It's just that he's not popular enough. But I mean, I'd rather have Ron DeSantis than Donald Trump because Ron DeSantis, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his 40s, between 40 and 50. But I'm pretty sure he's in his late 40s. I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not gonna look it up. But I'm pretty sure he's in his 40s. Okay, I would totally take a whatever. I'm just gonna guess an age. 46-year-old Ron DeSantis. Rather have him than an 80-year-old uh, President Donald Trump. It's just the mental faculties, man. And it's like they're both Republican, and they both are about freedom and putting America first. So you know I'd rather take Ron DeSantis then. I mean, if that's all they have. But yeah, like we really got to work on this age thing. I don't know why I don't know why the average American is okay with voting for these old people. I don't know. Like we got to start thinking younger people. Come on. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.